with the legs, usually if he's on his knees, we're gonna go for inside position based attacks, okay? Sometimes we'll go for outside, but usually inside position. But for the arms, it changes a lot, whether you're gonna go inside or outside when he's on his knees like this, okay? If he's leaning back like this, going an inside position based approach to attack his arms to get an arm saddle is really, really hard, okay? So instead what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go outside position first, okay? Then I'm gonna switch to inside position using a transition from a top lock to an arm saddle, okay? So let's have a look at this, all right? So I'm here, maybe I'm trying to elevate Andrew, but he's sitting back. This is super common, right? Yeah, you can't elevate him, he's really resisting that. So what we do is we go from the inside to the outside, I pull myself in and I lock up a close guard. Okay, that's pretty hard for him to stop if he's sitting back like that. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit forward, and there's a lot of sweeps you have here obviously, but another approach we can take is just getting a good grip, okay? Both hands, and then pulling them back with our knees coming towards our shoulders and our arms pulling as well. Okay, from here, we hold this to keep his posture low. I'm gonna open my legs, I hip out, and now what I'm gonna look to do is my left hand grips at his armpit, my right hand comes to the front of his shoulder here, we pass off to a rubber guard, okay, like so, where I'm gripping in this fashion to bring his posture down, okay? Now what I wanna do is, right now I have a good grip on my knee. This is really good for keeping his posture low, but I wanna switch to a top lock, okay, on his right arm. So what I'm gonna do is I take this left arm, I go under, and I pass this arm to this side, like so. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I cross my feet, okay? Now my right arm, so once I've crossed my feet, my right arm's gonna let go, and I go to a scoop grip, and now I invert like so, and I lock up a top lock or a bottom juji gatami, okay? Defend, put your arm on there. Yeah, this is probably what you're gonna see, right? He's gonna defend, no, put your hand underneath my knee, this knee, my left knee. Yeah, this is very common, okay? Here, man, it's hard to get through to that straight arm lock here. He really knows what you're going for, and he's got a good defense in place. He's interrupting my cross-face leg. But what we can do here is from this bottom juji gatami or top lock, I can take my right hand and go, see how it went from a scoop grip to the far hip, and now I can spin all the way underneath into a good arm saddle position, okay? Now from this arm saddle, you guys know we have a ton of options. Let's just look at one for what I grip a kimura, all right? Now I invert. When I invert, I have to put my foot on the mat. And what that means is if Andrew is, if his hand is free, he has a good opportunity to grab my leg. In such situations, he stops my back step. I can't, let go for 1 second. I can't back step and take his back because he's grabbing my leg. But what we can do instead is, because his arm is extended, I can thread my foot through, and now I can strip that grip, and you can lock up a triangle on the bottom, a good front triangle, at which point you go for this triangle where you could go back to the arm lock once you've isolated the arm, okay? So let's look at the whole thing just one more time. This is a good outside positioning based attack for you guys to mix in when your inside positioning based elevation into the legs is not working so well, okay? So anyway, we're here, it's pulling back, fuck man, I can't get that inside position based elevation I wanted. So I throw my legs to the outside, hard for him to stop that. If he's sitting back, if he's crowding you, there's ways he can stop it, but if he's sitting back, it's hard. Okay, now we're gonna sit forward. Oftentimes people are gonna come into us now because they don't wanna get swept here, right? We all know these sweeps, right? So he comes back into me, or maybe I'll have to pull him down with my grips. Either way, I get him down. Now from here, what I do is I grip my left hand, my right hand comes in front, and I get this basic rubber guard. This is awesome for keeping his posture down. Here, if he goes to posture up, this is like the easiest way to hold his posture down, okay? Now I'm gonna hold his knee, and now what I'm gonna do is, you could either cross your feet here first, or you could thread the arm underneath first. It's up to you, the order is not important. But ultimately we want this and this. See how I'm holding the arm here like so? Okay, so he can't pull it out. Try to pull your arm out. It's a hard thing to do. Now I let go of this leg so I can make this scoop grip and adjust my angle and take this bottom juji gatami. If he doesn't connect his hands, obviously we're just gonna armbar him, right? But everyone's gonna connect their hands that's trained longer than a couple months, right? Everybody learns this defense very quick. All right, now here, man, this is fucking hard to do anything. So what we're gonna do is I take this hand and I spin underneath to an arm saddle. Okay, from here you have way more offensive options. So he can't just put up one wall and stop you. In the top lock, he knows you've only really got one thing you can do. It's that straight arm lock from the bottom, so he can just stop it, right? So we switch to this arm saddle. Now I have 6 very good offensive options based on how he counters my offense, okay? The one we're gonna look at now, I get a kimura grip, And now to invert, I put my forehead and my foot on the mat. My foot goes on the mat, he can grip it, but if he grips it, his arm extends. I can counter that by putting my right foot in the crook of his elbow. Now I can go all the way through and lock up a front triangle. And now from here, you could switch to back to a bottom Jujigatami, but this time the arm is isolated. He can't get to his hand, and I can break his arm. Okay, make sense, guys? Yeah? All right, so let's give this a try. 1, 2, 3.